to Wrestling in Mom's Basement. This is our Monday Night War show. Of course, I'm Patrick Young. Right here is my co-host, Joseph Venuto. Let's just get to it.
Nothing?
I'm trying something new.
Nothing?
Yeah.
Monday Night Raw.
It's hard coming up sometimes.
You forgot we were doing the podcast. Monday Night Raw episode 131 from October 16th, 1995. You forgot the date.
And that.
You asked for the date right before we went over
Yes.
this. For the Grand Center of Grand Rapids, Michigan, it's the end of the giant taping block, I believe, in Grand Rapids. And the go home show before in your house. Bret Hart, Isaac Yankem, and Jerry Lawler cut short promos of the main event before the Raw intro starts. Up first, Hunter Hearst Helmsley versus Doink.
Yeah, it was pretty much a squash match to start off with.
I'm going to get a recap of the match.
Alright, fine. Recap.
First of all, I thought it was done with Doink. Because it's the 95 Doink. It's the face Doink.
Yep.
It's not Matt Osborne playing Doink. I forget who played this Doink. I want to say it was Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, I was going to say, it might be Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah. You know, I loved heel Doink in 93. Not in 93. Watched it back in 93. But since the change away from Matt Osborne, that was terrible. Vince announced Undertaker as a crushed face, and both Mabel and Dean Douglas have been fined for their involvement in the assault last week. Doink does his course to himself before Hunter takes over, and then it's pretty much dull squash from there. Hunter finishes off with the pedigree.
Yeah, it was very much a squash match for Hunter to get one over on a semi-major character, I guess. Yeah, I didn't even know Doink was still around at this point. So yeah, it was pretty much used to get Hunter over, and there has been more squashes, so.
Also, Vince hypes Hunter versus making a difference in front of your heads.
Hot damn. Making a difference spot too.
Well, that's what you say. You like calling him that.
I just like saying making a different spot too. It doesn't mean I'm interested in seeing him wrestle.
Yeah, that was a nothing match. Backstage, Barry Horowitz is backstage trying to teach Hakushi how to be American. He wants to say the old-time home run king Babe Ruth. Hakushi's smarter than that, correctly says Hank Aaron.
Yep, it was a soft joke.
Up next, tag team title match. The WWE Tag Team Champions is Smoking Guns versus PG-13. And as we noticed, you could tell it was early on the taping block as the crowd seemed to still be filling in at this point.
Yeah.
So this may have been a dark match show.
So what the scary thing is, they didn't tape enough matches in their taping block.
No. And I feel we've been in Grand Rapids for a while now.
Yeah.
Before the match starts, Gorilla Monsoon announced that Yokozuna will replace The Undertaker against Mabel at the pay-per-view.
So heel versus heel.
The Smoking Guns get their stuff in for PG-13. He's allowed to do some of their heel tactics to gain advantage. And the outcomes are in doubt, as you can tell by how the crowd reacts. Billy sends Wolf into JC before Bart. There's a mile tag, and they win via his sidewinder.
Yeah, it was the mildest hot tag I've ever seen. It was just Billy just crawling on his knees, and then, like, by the time he gets to the ropes, he hits Bart's hand.
Yeah.
Like, there was no dive or whatever. The match was okay for what I expected. PG-13 literally just being used as an enhancement team. And yeah, it did look pretty obvious that there were just people filing in to the arena. And especially when you get a contrasting shot after the show, where you can actually see whole like sections of seats just clear.
Yeah.
However, every place was packed. So the match itself, again, it was just okay. Nothing really special, and you'll forget it by the end of the show practically.
Yeah, originally I thought it would be more of a squash, but it was a bit more PG-13 got shined bit, and wasn't very good. Next week, Bertha Faye versus Alondra Blaze for the Women's Championship.
And possibly Alondra Blaze's last appearance on Raw.
Yeah, because within 2 months or less than, she's from the championship introduction. World Tour de Force. Jim Cornette and Bruce Bulldog interview on Recent House Show, and just shown here, Cornette does a little talking though. Don't watch this as anything special. They discussed Bulldog pinned Diesel last Monday, and Doc Hendricks claims it might have only happened because of Yokozuna, Bulldog, this man Yelson.
I'm pretty sure it's probably supposed to be a Superstars taping. Because there was way too many, like, production lights for it to just be a house show.
Well, they said World Tour de Force. They didn't say Superstars.
It looked like it was, if so, it was pretty overly produced for a house show. Even by today house show standards, it looked like overly produced.
Up next was a vignette for Oh Snap. It's Ahmed Johnson.
Yep.
It's less than a vignette, and I guess more just him talking because I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was him talking about honor from a black screen.
So
the problem is with Ahmed Johnson now. He's not necessarily the great communicator.
He's already 1-on-1 and ineligible promos.
He sort of just like barks his promos.
So he's already
like you have to have perfect audio to understand him clearly, and it's rare for doing it. He have perfect audio in 1995.
So he's already 1-on-1 and ineligible promos. Is what you told me.
Yes.
All right, 1 for 1.
I think the only word I got out of it was at the end was he said honor.
So this is gonna be a fun 2 years.
Well, like literally, you can. There's probably YouTube videos you guys can look up right now of Ahmed Johnson promos where he's literally just barking. Like he doesn't know how to enunciate or slow down or get less hype so you can understand the guy.
Up next, Dean Douglas versus Joe Dorgan. During the match, Vince McMahon informs us of the horrific beating that Shawn Michaels took at a club recently. He calls it an unprovoked attack by 10 individuals. Shawn calls him to say that his life is rough right now. He promises to be in your house around Raw. And Douglas wins during the call with a fisherman's suplex.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels will be in Winnipeg for In Your House. More on that later if we ever get to In Your House, the Great White North. But yeah, for the match itself, it was a squash match. Probably went on a little too long.
2 minutes and 8 seconds.
Yeah. They seemed to jam a lot of matches in this Raw when they only had 2 in the last one, and then had to fill in like a good 20 minutes of just promos.
With a good portion of Bret and I's Yankin from SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could have just moved this one over to the last show. Whatever. But yeah, it was a squash that probably went a little too long.
Yeah, the Shawn Michaels story was better than the match.
Yeah. I found myself paying more attention to that than the match.
Goldust cuts a short promo on Margin A. He calls him a pretty boy, which might have been true a few trips to rehab ago.
Damn.
Well, that point.
Was that you or... Alright.
But, still, it's true.
Yes.
At this point...
It is true, yes.
He was trying to rehab, what, like 5 times at least?
Probably.
Well, he wasn't pretty over a long time. Steel cage match, Bret Hart versus Isaac Duncan. As Bret comes out, Vince wants Lawler to listen to the crowd, but they don't sound excited. So apparently this was originally a dark match. That got thrown on TV for whatever reason. Swings them deceased.
Okay.
They go for the motions early on, as you can see that neither guy's particularly motivated. Bret tries to escape, but shenanigans occur as the referee can't lock the door. Lawler messes with it and closes this. Apparently, Bret wears down yank him with a sharpshooter and goes to climb over, but Lawler goes up and stops him. Bret knocks them both into the cage and into the waiting arms of Monsoon and officials. They place Lawler in the ringside cage and raise him over ring. The match continues to plod on, but Lawler was really fun here. He does commentary, moving, yank him, and lies about the height. He somehow gets a nosebleed despite being only 20 feet in the air. He tosses the key to lock on the door. To yank him, even the cage doesn't stop him. Bret prevents Yankee from leaving, takes the key and throws it away. Bret follows with his signature moves and climbs out.
Yeah. The match itself was fine. But it's also a little worrying that WWF literally didn't have a main event for the last show.
Yeah.
They didn't. They had to do that all in post. Like the ref struggling with the lock.
Yeah.
Lawler throwing the key in. Yeah. It's just a strange thing that they didn't have enough matches or a main event for their fourth show.
Right.
The match itself was fine.
It was the match of the night on Raw.
Yeah, it was easily match of the night on Raw. But it's your typical TV cage match. It really wasn't anything mind-bogglingly special.
After wasting far too much time on a feud with King, no disrespect to the feud, but I think they were feuding for 2 years at this point. Brett ended it with a whimper here. I think this is the end.
Yeah, I hope.
I don't give them full blame since now I know it wasn't on TV, so. And the rest looked like a house show match. It was slow plotting, especially for Brett in 95. And fly out doll outside of King's antics.
Looking back at it, I wonder how the taping actually went down. If they had to use that as a dark match.
Yeah.
It's seemingly the same thing with PG-13 and Smoking Guns.
Was that 6-man tag last week, the main event?
Maybe.
At least Brett moves on to more important things coming out of this.
Yeah.
Nitro episode 7 October 16, 1995 from the Civic Center in Albany, New York. Before any action, recap years of WCW Pro this past weekend. Ric Flair got Sting to agree base tag partner despite the rough pass. Sting did draw the line to Sting. We're about to turn on him. Television champion Diamond Dallas Page comes out with the Diamond Doll and took WCW this long to get a 1 minute on the show. They show a clip from Saturday night where Johnny B. Bad laid out DP with a convoluted bad right hand. Bass just to get shot by DP, knocks out the title before Franks gets hurt. He covers him, counts for himself, complete with Blaze on Bass Bazooka and the Diamond Doll is on proof. Star rings all Chris Benoit versus Eddie Guerrero. Well, hop in. This starts with some mat work before Eddie uses his quickness to send Benoit outside. Both men were rocking some relatively sweet mullets, too. They go to
Sweet mid-90s mullets.
They go to the top awkwardly on back suplex, and both end up hitting the ring post harsh for an after. Benoit starts to target Eddie's shoulder and everything. They do look damn good. The chops Benoit lays in are even better than the typical Flair ones. The offense Benoit uses to work the arm is great, like a hammer lock, more like suplex. Eddie busts out brainbuster by hits Fox Fields to Benoit. Benoit gets these up during the match. Bischoff claims his C in WCW stands for commitment to bring you the best. I'm pretty sure it means championship. Benoit has slipped some power bombs on Eddie for 2. Benoit counts his next move, but Sully's up in Dragon's. Eddie counts his next move, but Sully's up in Dragon's suplex. That ends it.
Yeah, easily match of the week. It's they could probably have much better matches together if they get a longer time, and maybe a little bit more of a build up. But it's their first match on Nitro together, and it usually blows out anything this week. Yeah,
I'm actually with the same here. Put these two in the ring, they are always guarantee something good. Almost, they will have better matches down the line, but this rock for what was. It also felt much different from everything else on Monday nights.
Yes.
Eric Bischoff announces that WCW may be introduced in the Cruiserweight division. He refers to the Mean Gene who plugs the WCW hotline, which is a full WWF got. So apparently WWF Superstar got into a fight with a fan and boss.
And they also mentioned that an executive has left WWF.
J.J. Dillon?
J.J. Dillon or I think Bill Watts was somewhere.
Yeah,
in like the mid-90s. I'm not exactly sure.
That may have been Bill Watts, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
See, WWF is where little boys play. The Giant and Taskmaster come out for an interview, and they say nothing of interest, and just promote Don't Come In. Those say the title match is the most basic hype you can do. Up next, Jim Duggan versus Ming. Bischoff process as the barn burner. Disco Inferno shows up to do his weekly dance. Ming interrupts for matches wearing the strangest headgear. I'm confused.
It literally looked like one of the little kid Batman costumes with just the cape and the mask attached, where that was just around his eyes.
I'm confused as to what that's supposed to be. Duggan was way over. Ming attacks him behind, gets the jump. They slug out for a majority match. Ming hits a super kick and wins with the Asian spike.
relatively short, and looking at the two guys, thank God. Ming wins in a quick one. Probably the best way to do that match.
It decided them being the win heading into the his pay-per-view match with Luger. Hulk Hogan dressed in all black, even with a black logo in the background, cuts a promo from a green screen. He says the Giant has never looked him in the eyes. I can stop a dolphin in its tracks.
He also compares himself to Don Corleone.
And he also has to throw a jab at Vince, saying Hulkamania is bigger than other promoters' entire companies.
Oh, he also said that he would put the Giant in the ground next to his father in Detroit.
Right.
Pretty sure he's buried in France.
Yes. And the main event, Arn Anderson, Brian Pillman versus Ric Flair and Sting. Ric Flair goes out by himself, and at the start, since Sting is apparently there. The crowd's 100% that everything Flair does, though he's a better heel. He was working the face stuff here. His truck is a big reaction as the heels take advantage. Sting shows up and the crowd loses their minds. They hype on commentaries, Flair earns Sting's respect. The pop for Sting's hot tag is nuts.
Yeah.
Difference between Sting and Bart Gunn. He lays it about his ass and Flapjack and Pillman.
Well, what helps that Flair sells a lot better than Billy Gunn did, so.
He continues to just lay into both guys and sends them outside where they get counted out.
Yeah, easily better than anything that happened on Raw. Second best thing that happened during the week. The problem is I wish that Flair took a little bit more of a beating, especially being outnumbered 2-1. I get that he was explosive and saying he can handle him for the first part, but I think there needed to be a little bit more self-Sting on that. That Flair has a little bit more heart.
Yeah.
That he's taking an ass whooping, and Sting, being the ultimate good guy, comes out and helps him. I wish there was a little bit more of that, but the main event was very good.
Yeah, it was a really fun sprint it was only 7 minutes and 3 seconds. But a hot crowd, but a bit of an anticlimactic finish though.
Yeah, it was.
It did make sense in the grand scheme of things considering the next stage of the feud.
Yeah.
Mean Gene interviews the winners as Sting says he thinks they're further changed man. They would team again against Anderson and Pillman Holly Havoc. For Raw, I'm going to give it a 2.5.
They did a lot of work to show that seemingly dark matches were part of their taping. So I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a 3.
Yeah, yikes. Let me go back here for the show.
Doesn't mean it was good.
Well, apparently you like the more. This is a pretty dire episode. And I don't think we really had one of these since Nitro came around.
I would say it was the first week.
The blowout.
The next week wasn't that good.
But this was wrong. They put 2 dark matches now that we know on the show. That led to no effort being shown and things dragged on. What else happened on the show? The squash matches were mostly lame too.
Yeah.
This is one of the problem with giant taping blocks. If they wanted to compete with Nitro, they had to dish this formula. Nitro, I'll give a 7.5.
Yeah, I was going to give it about 7.5 too.
Yeah, that was a really fun hour of wrestling.
It had an insane Hogan promo.
Right.
It had Benoit and Eddie, and it had Sting and Flair teaming up against Arn Anderson of all people, and Brian Pillman.
Yeah, the main event had one of the hard crowds I've seen in these 95 shows too, so that helps.
Yeah.
It was in a big arena too, though they probably screwed themselves out of a good other 500 people at least.
Yeah. There's a nice big ass space on the floor in the back where they just put nitro lighting.
Yeah, that's it.
But other than that, they probably could have put it in another 300 people at least.
And also did a good job of setting up a future angle between the 4 of them too, the main event.
Yeah.
And Benoit and Guerrero were their usual great selves. And it worked as a great way because that was Benoit's debut too. To introduce Benoit. Benoit's had one. And the main squash and DDP segments were fine as well.
Yes.
So that'll do it for this week. We'll be back on Friday with next Monday with Week 8. Up next, our WrestleMania 24 retro review.
See you then.
See you then.